Alright guys, Husqvarna 125L here. Basically, get the tripod set up here. Right. Basically it won't start. So what I found was if you gave it choke, it would run for a second then stop. And the fuel line, here's the Husqvarna, or there you go, the Husqvarna fuel line, grommet and everything included. And if you look over here, you can see, where is it? Crack, big crack right there. All right, big crack. So, went to my dealer, got Husqvarna part number 545-081-897, which is a brand new assembly. Not cheap, about 15 bucks, but Husky parts usually aren't cheap. So, also what I did, I drained all the fuel out of it because it was kind of murky, and made sure I checked on that, and everything, it was pretty murky fuel. Drained it out, put in some canned fuel. I always put in canned fuel. Still gave me the same symptoms, so then I looked on the fuel lines and stuff and found this. So let's put her in. The fuel filter was okay, so I'm going to reuse it. Nothing wrong with it. Alright, so the new one looks good. So, install the fuel filter. I pushed on nice and easy. There you go, pushed on easy. And the way this thing works, let me take off the air cleaner. Air filter. .5/16 nuts or 8mm, depending on which you prefer. I have 5/16, so it's easier. Put the choke lever out. There you go. I'm not going to take the carb apart at this point right now. If it starts okay and runs okay, I'm just going to put it back together. Alright, let's see what we got. So I cleaned up around the hole where the fuel grommet goes. So I'm just going to put it in. Now, the way this one works, fuel line is of course on the bottom, but on the top, the line that has no line underneath it, just the return, goes to where the primer bulb is. The other line goes to the inlet fuel. Alright, so alright, so let's get that plumbed first. You know what, I'm gonna get a pair of needle nose pliers, make my life easy. Easier with the needle nose. So what I'll do is I'll put the grommet in first. I usually use a little steel screwdriver and press it in. Put the grommet approximately where it's supposed to be. And push it in. Okay. Take your needle nose. This is gonna be fun. Push that in. And your primer. Push that one in. And what you can do, you can rotate it slightly so that the the lines aren't that discombobulated and have nice short bends. So yeah, that looks good about right there. Okay, screw back on the fuel cap. Let's put on the cover. Now I noticed there's no gasket on this. I'm assuming because it's plastic, but I'm just going to put it back the way I took it off. Uh-oh. There we go. Hit the throttle. Choke goes back to where it belongs. 5/16. Goes back in. Okay. Fuel filter, air filter. Back on. Take out my carburetor adjusting tools. This one uses a spline tool. So this one marks spline. It's got all the splines around it. So I generally turn it from initially when it's all new. I'll bring them out 1.5 turns. One, half. Do this one here. Luckily, this carburetor has adjustment. Okay, half, one, half. Okay, so we have the new fuel in there, new fuel line, all that stuff. Let's prime it a little bit. Make sure it's sucking up fuel because it wasn't before. There we go. Sucking up fuel. Wasn't doing that before because you didn't have good line. Okay. Give it a choke. It's on. Let's try it.
Doesn't work.
A little more prime. It's all right. A little more prime. Yep, turn it out. Give it another half turn. Sometimes not enough fuel. Half. Half. Aha. Alright, starts for a second, then stops. Another half.